Hello student. So children, we are back after 15 days of break. I hope you have enjoyed your holidays and you have finished your work also, whatever has been given to you. Children, before going for the holidays, we have covered certain chapters, and that was nature and significance of management, principle of management, business involvement, planning, and we have started the chapter number 5, that is organizing. We have covered certain topic of chapter number 5, organizing, but today I will not cover the new topic. We will just revise the topic of organizing whatever we have done before. So children, in this chapter number 5, organizing, I have explained you about the meaning of the organizing chapter. Today we will just revise it again. Now I have told you that organization can be defined as a process that initiates implementation of plan by clarifying job and working relationship and effectively deploying resources for attainment of identified and desired result, that is goal also. So the definition should be very clear to you. Whenever we talk about organizing, we should be knowing, you should remember it every time, that this is the second function of management. In the first function of management, that was planning, I have taught you that it's a role of a manager or enterpriser to decide that how the things will be done. What is the goal of a enterpriser? What is his motto to start a business? How he is going to do it? What he will do? How is do? What is the time for doing the work? And lots of things has to be planned over there. So in the planning function of management, basically it is related with the theoretical thing where we are planning, where we are making the policies. We are not implementing anything over there. Once everything has been decided in theoretical manner, then we have to implement that. Now the implementation work is started from the second function of management, which is called as organization. That is the reason the definition said that organization can be defined as a process that initiate implementation of plan by clarifying job. It means in the second function of organization, we are implementing the plan whatever is made in the planning function. But how we are going to implement it? For that we have to clarify the job. Clarifying the job basically means that every employee of the organization should be knowing that what is his work, what he is supposed to do, and working relationship, and what is his working relationship among the different employees. Who is the boss, for whom he is responsible, for whom he is accountable, from whom he is going to be given guidance or supervision. So these all relationships should be clear, and effectively deploying resources for attainment of identified and desired result. And then once the job is clear for each and every employee, the relationship among the employees are clear, then we have to give them resources, and these resources has to be deployed or used in such a way so that whatever motto and whatever the goal has been identified in the planning process can be able to achieve, right? So basically organization क्या है? Organizing is a process which initiate implementation of plan, and how? By clarifying job, their working relationship, and effectively deploying resources for attainment of identify and desired result. Now after this we have read about the different step in the process of organization. It means whenever a manager has to organize the things, what are the different process which he has to follow. Now the first step of the organizing process is identification and division of work. Now identification and division of work basically said the first step in the process of organizing involved identifying and dividing the work that had to be done in accordance with the previously determined plan. The work is divided into manageable activities so that the duplication can be avoided and the burden of work can be shared among the employees. Now the first step in the process of organization is that first the work has to be identified from the manager side. He has to identify that what are the different work which has to be done and then once the work has been identified, then he has to or she has to divide the work among the different employee according to the plan only. It means a manager will first decide what are the different work which has to be done, and once that work is identified, then he has to divide this work into a different employee, so that each and every employee have certain work to do and no employee will be there who will be overburdened. So the first step in the process of organizing is identification of work and then division of work among the different employee. Now the second step in the function or in the process of organizing is departmentalization. Now what is departmentalization? Once work has been divided into small and manageable activity, then these activities which are similar in nature are grouped together. This is important point here. Such set facilitates specialization. This grouping process is called departmentalization. It means in the first step we have identified and divided the work, and in the second process we are departmentalization basically means we are grouping the work, and we are grouping the work according to the similar nature, and that similar nature work we are keeping in one group, and that particular group we are making as a separate department. It means whenever any business has to be started, there are lots of work which has to be done over there. There are certain people who required for a marketing purpose, certain who will be involved in the production process, certain who will be involved in the selling process, certain who will be involved in the HRA department process. So different peoples are going to do different work. What basically we are going to do, the similar nature work हम एक ग्रुप बना देंगे उस सिमिलर वर्क का, और उस ग्रुप को एक सेपरेट डिपार्टमेंट दे देंगे. सो ग्रुपिंग this process is called departmentalization. Now next is assignment of duties. Now what we are basically doing here we are departmentalization we are doing. We are grouping the similar nature work into one department. Now after grouping the similar nature work into one department, we are assigning of duties. It is necessary to define the work of different job position and accordingly allocate work to various employee. Once department have been formed, each of them is placed under the charge of an individual. Jobs are then allocated to the member of each department according to their skills and competency. This is very important term here. How we are going to assign the duties? Once we have divided the similar nature of work into one department, now next thing is to assign people or to assign duties to those departments. Now how we will assign the duties or how we are going to assign the job for those department? According to the skill which is required for that particular work and according to the talent of the employee, we will be assigning duties to the employee. This is the third step in the process of organizing. Now the fourth is establishing reporting relationship. Now this is very important. Now merely allocating work is not enough. Each individual should also know who he has to take orders and from whom he is accountable. The establishment of such clear relationship help to create a hierarchical structure and help in coordination among various departments. Now you have identified the work, you have divided the work also. In the second step, you have made the similar nature work into one particular department also, which is called departmentalization. Then you have assigned the duties also to a different department people according to their skills and talent. Now next is what? We have to create a proper reporting relationship. Each and every employee of the organization should be knowing that from whom they are going to get the order and for whom they are accountable. It means उनको orders कहाँ से मिलने वाले हैं work के, और वो किसके लिए अकाउंटेबल हैं, whom they have to answer if something is going wrong. So these are the 4 steps in the process of organizing. Now we will start the importance of organizing. Now the first important of organizing is benefit of specialization. Why we are getting a benefit of specialization? Because of organization process. Because organization lead to a systematic allocation of job among the workforce. This reduce the workload as well as enhance the productivity because of specific worker performing a specific job on a regular basis. It basically means organization give you importance of specialization. How? because when we are assigning job according to the skills and according to the talent of the employee. Means the people or the employee, those who are having that special talent or skill, according to that only we are giving them job. And just because of that, the productivity of a enterprise will increase because of the specialization quality of a human resources over there. Clarity in working relationship. Now, fourth function of or fourth process of your organizing set, there should be a proper relationship, like we have read this one, that is establishing reporting relationship. Now, in clarity in working relationship basically said, the establishment of working relationship clarify line of communication and specify who is to report to whom. This remove ambiguity in transfer of information and instruction. It helps in creating a hierarchical order, thereby enabling the fixation of responsibility and specification of the extent of authority to be exercised by an individual. It basically means organization is also giving you one more important, that it is creating a clarity in working relationship. Each and every employee of the organization are very much clear that from whom they have to communicate, and because they are knowing that they are responsible for whom, who are going to guide them, who are going to instruct them, for whom they are accountable. So that communication process is very clear, the line of communication is very clear, and just because the proper line of communication, there will be no confusion, and there will be always a clarity in the working relationship. Now, optimum utilization of resources. Now, organization lead to the proper uses of all material, financial and human resources. The proper assignment of job avoid overlapping of work and also make possible the best use of resources. Avoidance of duplication of work help in preventing confusion and minimizing the wastage of resources and efforts. Now, one of the most important advantage of organizing process is also optimum utilization of resources, because in this organization process, every employee is knowing what is supposed to be done from his side. They are knowing that the resources will be deployed to them for what work. So, they will use these resources only for those work only, and because of this, we will not have the wastage of the resources, or we will not have overlapping of the work. And just because of not having overlapping of the work, we will be able to also make possible the best use of resources. Now, the next advantage will be adaptation to the change. The process of organizing allow a business enterprise to accommodate changes in the business environment. It allows the organizational structures to be suitably modified, and the revision of interrelationship among the manager level to pave the way for a smooth transition. It also provides much needed stability to the enterprise, as it can then continue to survive and grow in spite of changes. Now, adaptation to changes. We have read in the first chapter only that if you are talking about your business and environment, just because of the internal or external factor of the environment, you have to change the policy time to time according to the situation of your business. If any enterprise will not change it, they will be not able to compete or survive in the market for a long period of time. So, just because of a proper process of organizing, where we are going through with the process of departmentalization, assigning of duties in a proper, skillful and talented manners, so we are easily able to adapt whatever changes are occurring in the business. And if enterprises are able to adapt the changes, they will be able to run in the market or survive in the market and grow in the market for a longer period of time. Now, effective administrative. Organizing provide a clear description of job and related duties. This help to avoid confusion and duplication. Clarity in working relationship enable proper execution of work. Management of an enterprise thereby become easy and bring effectiveness and administration. Now we have an effective administration because of organization process. Why? Because of organizing process, we have a very clear description of job. Very clear description of job basically means that we clear to each and every employee that what they are supposed to do, and related duties also. It also helps us to avoid the confusion and duplications. They are very clear for their working relationship also, about their communication skills also, the line of communication also, and just because of this it bring effectiveness in the administration process. Now the next advantage is development of personnel. Now organizing stimulate the creativity among the manager. Effective delegation allow the manager to reduce their workload by assigning routine job to their subordinate. Now development of personnel basically means, personnel you can understand by employee, right? Now development of personnel basically means in the organizing process the creativity of the employee can also be increased. How? Because a manager can also, for reducing his work or for reducing his workload, can assign his routine job to other subordinate also. And once the manager will start assigning the job to the other subordinate also, they will also have more creativity, they will also get certain more chances to learn things, and in this way the personnel will be developed or the employee development can be also done. Next is expansion and growth. Organizing help in the growth and diversification of enterprises by enabling it to deviate from the existing norm and taking up new challenges. Now we have already read adaptation to the changes here. So this is basically that if any organization which allow itself to change according to the situation, that organization will always go through the process of growth, because they are changing their existing norm and taking up the new challenges. So these are the importance of organizing. Now we will read about organizing structures. Now when we talk about organization structure over here, you have to be very clear that what is organizing structure. Organizing structure is an indispensable means, and the wrong structure will seriously impair business performance and even destroy it. It basically means you can able to understand the importance of organizational structure from here only, that organizational structure is very important means for getting objective of any organization, and if there is any wrong structure inside the organization, it can even destroy the business also. So this is just a importance of organization structures. Now what is organization structure? The organizational structure can be defined as the framework, this is the important word here, within which the managerial and the operating tasks are performed. It specifies the relationship between people, work and resources. People, work and resources. Now what is organization structure? Organization structures can be defined as a framework. एक framework है ये business का, जिसके अंदर मैनेजरल और ऑपरेटिंग एक्टिविटीज़ परफॉर्म होती हैं. व्हाट इज़ मैनेजरल एक्टिविटीज़? All those activity which has to be done from a manager's side to run the business properly are called as managerial activity. Operating activity डे टू डे में हमारे जो जितने भी काम होते हैं एक बिजनेस में, उन सबको हम बोलते हैं ऑपरेटिंग एक्टिविटी. तो एक फ्रेमवर्क, एक बाउंड्री जिसके अंदर all the management and the operating task has to be performed, we call that as organizational structure. It basically, what the organizational structure did, it basically specified the relationship about whom? About the people. People basically means the employee, those who are working in the organization. Work basically means the operation, whatever the employee has to do. And the resources, it means employee कौन से काम को करने वाले हैं और कौन से रिसोर्सेज को यूज़ करके करने वाले हैं. सो पीपल, एम्प्लॉय, वर्क, ऑपरेशन, रिसोर्सेज. when these three things relationship are clear, we call that organizational structures, right? So now we have already read, I'm just revising it today. There is one more important 1 marks question here, that is span of management. Now what is span of management? The span of management to a large extent gives shape to the organization structures. Span of management refers to the number of subordinates that can be effectively managed by a superior. This determines the level of management in the structure. Span of management is a very small topic in your chapter, so we are not going to cover it in a very lengthy manner. It's basically 1 marks question which is supposed to be asked from the board side. Span of management basically होता क्या है? Span of management refers the number of subordinate that can be effectively managed by a superior. एक superior अपने कितने सबॉर्डिनेट को मैनेज कर सकता है, उसको हम बोलते हैं स्पैन ऑफ मैनेजमेंट. or what basically span of management determine? It determine the label of management in the structures. यानी एक structures of management में कितने लेवल हैं, एक बॉस के अंदर आपके कितने सबॉर्डिनेट काम कर रहे हैं, that is span of management. Now we will read about the type of organizational structures. So organizational structures हो गए. अब organizational structures के type क्या होते हैं? So when we talk about organizational structures, we classify that into two manner. एक होता है आपका functional structures और एक होता है आपका divisional structures. We will read it deeply, but functional structure basically जहाँ पे हम similar nature of function को एक साथ group कर देते हैं and we create the structure that is functional structure, where work is divided into according to the similar nature. Divisional structure where we are grouping the work not according to the similar nature but according to the similar product, that is called divisional structure. Now see, functional structure, grouping of job of similar nature under functional and organizing these major function at a separate department create a functional structure. It means grouping of job into similar nature, similar nature की job को group करना एक separately and under functional के अंदर, स्ट्रक्चर के अंदर, एंड ऑर्गेनाइजिंग दीज मेजर फंक्शन एज अ सेपरेट डिपार्टमेंट create a functional structure. It means basically whenever we start any business, what we basically used to do, we first divide a similar nature of work into a separate function, and then that function we organize as a separate department, which is called as a functional structures also. Now you can see here also as a form of example, this is managing director. What MD is doing, he has started a business unit, and after starting the business unit he has used the functional structures. What he has done, he has grouped the work according to the similar nature, or that similar nature work he has make a separate department. Like he has make human resources department, उन सब का काम क्या होगा, अपॉइंटमेंट करना, एम्प्लॉय सर्च करना, अपॉइंट करना, मार्केटिंग वर्क, research and development work, and purchasing work. We have already read about the advantage of this and disadvantage of this. So now next we will read about divisional structure. Divisional structure basically means large organization with diversified activity. This is important here. Diversified activity basically mean एक से ज़्यादा activity have reorganized themselves away from the simpler basic functional structures toward a divisional structure which is more suited to their activities. This is particularly true of those enterprises which have more than one category of product to offer. Means ऐसी enterprises, all those business unit which are going to work more than one product, जो कि एक से ज़्यादा product की production करने वाली हैं. So for those business unit, we go through with the process of divisional structures. What basically happened in the divisional structures? Each unit, the organizational structures comprise of separate business unit or division. Each unit has a divisional manager responsible for performance and who has authority over the unit. Generally, manpower is grouped on the basis of different product manufacture. Each division is multifunctional because within each division, this is important, within each division, functions like production, marketing, finance, purchasing, etc. to be performed. It basically means divisional structures basically में हो क्या रहा है, divisional structures में we in the functional structure we are grouping the work, we are grouping the department according to the similar nature of work or similar nature of function. But in the divisional structure we are grouping it first on the basis of similar product, and then once that work is done, then after the similar product we are making again the functional basis it. Now how we are going to do it, I'll show you example here. Just see here. Now see, this is a managing director who has started producing 4 products inside the organization. So what he has done, he has divided it, the department, not on the basis of similar nature, but he has divided the department on the basis of first what, the product, different unit, cosmetic one department, garment one, footwear another, skincare. Then inside that we have only taken the example of garment here. Inside this again we are following the functional structure. लाइक फर्स्ट वी हैव फॉलोड द डिपार्टमेंट स्ट्रक्चर, जहाँ पे हमने डिपार्टमेंट बनाए प्रोडक्ट के अकॉर्डिंग, और उस प्रोडक्ट के अकॉर्डिंग डिपार्टमेंट बनाने के बाद में हम दोबारा उसमें क्या फॉलोड कर रहे हैं, फंक्शनल स्ट्रक्चर फॉलोड कर रहे हैं, जहाँ पे हम उस डिपार्टमेंट को सिमिलर नेचर ऑफ फंक्शन के बेस पे डिवाइड कर रहे हैं। गारमेंट डिपार्टमेंट में ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेज का काम ह्यूमन डिपार्टमेंट करेगा, मार्केटिंग का काम मार्केटिंग डिपार्टमेंट करेगा, रिसर्च का काम रिसर्च डिपार्टमेंट करेगा, परचेजिंग का काम परचेज डिपार्टमेंट करेगा। सेम थिंग कॉस्मेटिक में भी वी विल हैव सेपरेट डिपार्टमेंट फॉर ऑल, सेम फुटवेयर वी विल हैव सेपरेट डिपार्टमेंट, सेम skin care we will have separate department. So you can say the divisional also, this divisional structure also, first we divide it on the basis of division unit, on the basis of product, and then inside that we again have divided, make a department on the basis of the similar function only. Now with this we have finished, and next we will start our formal and informal organization in the next video.